So, I highly recommend HBO's WestWorld. I know this thing barely has like 1 season and Game of Thrones has 7, but the fact that I'm ready to compare both of these shows shows how good it is. So if you only get one thing out of this video, it's watch WestWorld. If you value my opinion in any way, shape, or form, definitely go watch it. It's on HBO. I've shared my HBO password with people just so they can see this. I can't share it with all of you because then I'll probably get flagged. But with Season 2 coming out, I do already have another video covering and explaining everything from Season 1 that took me like a month to do because these dudes were hiding Easter eggs in stock photos from like 5 years ago. It's some crazy stuff and it's why I highly recommend the show. But for this video, I won't be spoiling anything, even though the whole video is about spoilers. Because some of you might have heard brother Nolan talking on Reddit about disclosing all of Season 2 spoilers in order to not spoil the show. It's the Nolans. They think differently. His explanation was that in order to avoid all of those crazy expectations that we fans get, all of those crazy theories that spawn off on the internet threads and all that, the best way to avoid all of that and disappoint people is to just release a 20-minute video that gives you everything that's going to happen in Season 2. And when I first heard that, I thought that was a really dumb idea. But then I started thinking about it some more, and the more and more I thought about it, it just got a lot dumber. One of the shows he referenced was Game of Thrones, and now technically all of the books already contain spoilers, and they're all available to read, or Wiki, and people still get excited to see how it's going to play out in the show. I can also see it as the Last Jedi effect, you know, the one Mattpatt even made a video apologizing for, because sometimes us fans get so crazy, we come up with these insane theories that our hype levels, they're way too high for the movie to even ever meet. Sometimes we guess the entirety of the movie and all its twists before it comes out. Sometimes we overemphasize on reflections of items in the background just because we're looking too into it. And with The Last Jedi, right, people, it becomes concrete in their mind that they're expecting something. They want something. That's the way it has to go. Relationships get ruined, people get mad, and you get a freaking petition on change.org. So the idea of stopping all of that craziness from happening because, you know, we use the internet as our conspiracy board, I guess is understandable. But that's also part of the fun. Man, I remember back in the Lost days where you would watch an episode and try to pick apart all of the little details. You'd be watching 480p videos on YouTube of people trying to connect the little Easter eggs, the anticipation building for the next episode that sucked. But when you had people who were also looking forward to the show and you had that niche love for something and you would wait for it together every week, it was cool. And yes, Lost did deliver for me at the end. All of you guys had that crazy theory about the ending. It ain't true. That's a video for another time. But for this, I just don't think releasing a whole video recap is a solution. Mainly because that's also my brother's job to do after every season. If anything, that's where I feel that binging has become the winner, even if I am one of those who likes the anticipation that builds. Because with binging, everything gets released at once, so it kind of cuts down on the leaks. It lets you experience it all at your own convenience. There's no waiting. But again, that cuts out part of the magic that I feel like a lot of people don't have nowadays, of being able to wait for something and knowing that everyone's watching it live at that prime time, Sunday, Central Standard Time, whatever it is that the commercial tells you. And yet, they released a video. And knowing good and well that temptation runs in the human race, I clicked it just to get a peek, right? Just to get a taste. And 2 minutes in, I heard a song. A cover. Done in the majestic fashion that WestWorld did all of Season 1, except there was something off. Something familiar. Something worse than spoilers.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Okay. Troll me. I should have seen this coming from the guy who wrote Memento. Thank you guys for checking out this video. I think it's an interesting topic about spoilers. I'm obviously on the side that I don't like spoilers. I'm sure most of you don't. I'm also on the side that I'm okay with the weekly wait as opposed to binging it all. But what I found is very interesting is that, considering I have a whole nother channel called Let Me Explain, where the whole point is that after people watch the movie, it's sort of like a commentary, just breakdown full of spoilers of the film, you know, to accompany your viewing experience. Half of the viewers over there, they don't care. They want spoilers. That's what they're looking forward to. So I mean, it's interesting, that idea that some people want to know everything that happens before they go and experience it. I'm the complete opposite. I'm curious to know your thoughts. But one last thing before I go. Down below, you can see this little thing that's right down there. It's a video that my buddy Zach, my co-host on the Intercut podcast, which you can also check out, he directed this music video. I helped creatively... I looked at it and I gave my advice, but... definitely go check that video out because he worked really hard on it. I'll be mentioning it throughout these weeks worth of videos. It'll be right there in the end credits. We want to get it to 10,000 at least. So if you guys like what we do here with the Intercut podcast, definitely help us out there. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video, which is about